This is Tim Albright with AVNation with an ISE 2019 special. What we're doing is we are previewing Integrated Systems Europe 2019 comes your way February 5th through the 8th from beautiful Amsterdam and the Rhen. What we're doing today is we're talking with Rhen Taylor. Rhen is from Da-Lite. Welcome, sir.
Nice to be here, Tim. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Da-Lite is a part of Legrand AV. Your guys' stand is Hall 2, C50, Hall 2, C50. So if somebody's coming through Hall C and they come upon the Legrand AV stand and they come to the Da-Lite section, what are they going to find?
Well, the first thing that you'll probably notice is since we've become a part of Legrand, now under the Legrand AV banner, it's going to be a combination of a lot of brands. So the screen portion of the booth is going to be under Da-Lite and Projecta, but of course you're going to see Chief, Vadio, Middle Atlantic Products are going to do their European debut there, kind of a relaunch of the brand. And then we'll have a couple of our residential brands like Luxol, Bitticino, Nuvo, and Vantage will be there as well. So it'll be kind of a city of AV. We always like to put on a pretty good show, but for the projection screen side of it, Da-Lite and Projecta are going to have some pretty good offerings to look at.
One thing I want kind of people to understand, because according to Mike Blackman and the folks at ISE, this show has become, I mean, not only the most attended show. Last year they had 80,000 folks, but more and more every year, North American dealers go over there as well. So talk for a second about the differences between showing the North American folks, like here's the Da-Lite stuff, and then the rest of the European folks, here's the Projecta stuff.
Yeah, it's a really fantastic question, especially for our organization, because we're really a global group of brands. So when we do our offerings at like Infocom or CEDIA, we're very much focused on the core brands like Da-Lite for projection screens, Middle Atlantic Products for racks, Chief for mounts, Luxol on the residential side for all the wireless connectivity devices. But when we go into the European market, there's a little bit of a crossover between all the brands. Like for example, Da-Lite is a global brand for projection screens, and we're known for certain types of products, but in the European market, most of those products are underneath the Projecta banner, as in a lot of the Da-Lite screen surface materials we ship over to our European division and have them manufacture them there locally. So we're able to have quick access to a lot of the fixed frame or electric screen products for the European market in a domestic manufacturing facility. On the other hand, something like, which is a very relevant topic for 2019 ISE, Middle Atlantic Products, they have not been part of the European market in quite a while. They've kind of dialed themselves back, and this is going to be a refresh or a relaunch of that brand over at ISE next month. So every one of the brands that are Legrand AV kind of has a little bit of a different scenario with it. And in general, we work together really well as a family, and it's kind of exciting to see all the different dynamics that each brand has, whether it's North American focused or globally focused.
It's also been fascinating to watch from the outside looking in how the marriage has come together, and each division is able to honestly complement the other. Specifically, I'm talking about Chief and Middle Atlantic and some of the products that they've been able to create together. But all the brands have really kind of complemented each other well through, from the top down. Not everybody though is going to go to the show, even though we mentioned the fact that last year they had 80,000 people. It felt like the entire European Union was at the Rhen. But not everybody is going. So if they are not going to the Rhen, but they want to follow along with everything that Da-Lite and Legrand AV is doing at the show, how do they do that?
Well, we will have a pretty good presence out there on social media. We've been pretty consistent lately as getting more information out there on our Twitter accounts and LinkedIn, as well as our Facebook pages, and just giving more of that tour if it's needed for the attendees that won't be able to make it. What we're doing in the meantime for kind of the casual viewer of ISE, besides some of the standard publications like yours that will run through and kind of do some in the booth tours or in the booth features of products, our website, legrandav.com, is going to be well updated by ISE with the new products, in particular for the Da-Lite and the projector brands. For Da-Lite, we're really focusing on Parallax 2.3, which is our high gain ambient light rejection surface. You and your crew will remember that from CEDIA. We did an interview on that, and that's really taken off as a really good option for our ambient light rejection screen line. And then another thing that is really good to highlight in terms of Projecta as well as Da-Lite is electric screens. We're continuing our evolution and innovation with those products. So the Descender Pro, which has a European spec under the Projecta brand and an American and Canadian spec under the Da-Lite brand. It just kind of depends on how the market installation needs to happen, because there's different requirements for different markets. But that's a new low profile electric screen product that we're expecting to really take off this year in terms of installations, because it's a go-to product for both brands now. And at least on the Da-Lite side of things, it's a in-stock product that in most cases will have same-day shipping at the order.
Very good. All right. So Rhen Taylor from Da-Lite, I appreciate it. If you're interested, you are going to the show again. It's Hall 2C as in Charlie 50, Hall 2C as in Charlie 50. For us, for AVNation, you can follow along as we also head to Amsterdam and the RAI for ISE 2019, February 5th through the 8th. You can find out more at avnation.tv, avnation.tv.